I think it's on.
That's it. We are back. Hello, chat room. And today it is the 19th of July, 2017. Oh, someone's calling me now. They just have to wait. It's Matt, part of the Hangout. Tonight we have with us Preston from Sun and Moon and Horry from the Horry Sheet show. We have Patricia from the UK, Series and Chris have pictures on, and we have Billy who's with the chat room. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Karen.
Howdy all. Howdy all. Yep.
Hi.
Good evening,
Hey.
Preston,
Oh,
Patricia, Series.
Patricia's having a lot of internet problems. Anyway, about Billy, because Billy comes on loads, and you guys know a bit about Chris and Series because they're researching. Horry and Preston told me a little bit about themselves today. You do a show, don't you?
You cut out a little bit for at least me there, Karen. Were you addressing me?
Yes, I was, Horry. I was saying that you have your own show on.
Yeah, I do. Basically, it's called the Horry Sheet Show, and it's just a flat Earth weekly digest. So I try to go and visit as many channels that are putting out flat Earth something as I can throughout the week. And it's just a matter of going to YouTube, typing in flat Earth, and setting a filter to 24 hours or the past day or the past week, and just kind of looking at it. And whatever's good, I write some notes and add it to a show. And by the end of it, I usually end up highlighting anywhere from 8 to almost 20 different channels or videos, and I try to catch things that are really interesting and really pertinent to the research. That, for instance, I'm up to episode 8, but episode 7 and 8 dealt with the Southern Star Trails. It's one of the biggest things about flat Earth is why the Southern Star Trails go in the opposite way, and this dome-shaped magnifying glass kind of a discovery that I saw on Journalism's channel I feel was really big. And then this week on the 8th episode, you got the argon and the electromagnetic sun and how it's making the colors of the sky and the sunset. That's just incredible to me. So I highlight some of the stuff that I feel like is really, really good, saving people time. So if you don't have enough time to research the full spectrum of flat Earth, and believe me, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of people, new channels putting out flat Earth information. If you don't have enough time, check out the Horry Sheet Show or just type in the Flat Earth Digest.
Yes, and I have to say thank you very much, because you even put us on there with our first Mark Sargent hang. I was like, I've never, I don't know, we started this channel, and then to hear yourself being mentioned by someone else, it was awesome. So thank you for promoting that hangout or talking about that hangout. Did you watch the one last night at all?
I was about 20 minutes into it, and then IPS started streaming. And I had to drop everything and catch IPS's stream, and he was like a beast for like 6 hours, and then he's already streaming again. So he's going ham on some flat Earth.
Oh, well, then maybe everybody's got a turn for streaming at the moment now. Maybe we've started a new craze.
Oh, flat Earth streaming.
Because we're streaming all the time.
But there's a lot of flat Earth content going around, a lot of good channels, new channels are popping up. You got Flat Earth Teens popping up. That's You've Been Exposed's daughter, I believe, doing a Flat Earth podcast every other day. So, hey, the youth are waking up. That's great. There's a lot of good stuff going on in Flat Earth. A lot of good stuff. But I try to be.
It is. It's picked up a pace, isn't it?
Yeah, I've helped. I've talked about several different channels. I found you guys doing that when I couldn't pass up that. There's a lot of favorite flat earthers in there. There was Mark Sargent and Dave, and I forget a couple other ones of the one that I talked about with you on it. But
Santos.
I really try to give
and-
everybody a Santos. That's it. That was another big one. I try to give everybody a voice, big or small. I try to if you're making flat Earth music, I like to have a little music thing at the end. So if you make your own music with a flat Earth lyric to it, send it into the show. Things like that. If you come across some news and beat me to the punch, I'll give you a shout out. So I try to give some other people a voice. I'm gonna be doing live streaming soon on my channel too. Once I hit like 1,000 subs, I think I'm 50 or 40 away, so I'm really close. But I hope to pull together a think tank. I want to also do some sort of funding, figure out what the community thinks we should pull a little money into, and get as far as projects go, to get it seen, get it heard, what we could do.
Do
And
you
it's
know what the
already been
project
done
would be?
before.
The
What's
project
that?
would be to go north, and it would cost lots of money, but a vehicle that would go north.
If that's what it is, then so be it. But I was thinking a little bit less ambitious to start. But hey, we'll figure it out. I don't know what we're gonna want to do. I love the idea of billboards. I love the idea of activism in any way, getting on the streets, doing stuff. I don't know. A couple of people are doing that now. Authentic Intent's one that's really doing that. But yeah, that's my show, is to kind of save people time, give some people a voice, highlight the best of Flat Earth.
Yeah. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you for letting me on here and talk about it.
Oh, it's a pleasure. Well, we're
Yeah.
a community, aren't we? So that's what this is about as well. We're trying to do similar things to what you say as well. Thank you for that, Horry.
Thank you.
Yeah, so everybody subscribe to his channel. Can you repeat your channel again, so that if people don't know who you are?
It
Horry?
is.
I put his channel in the link or the
you got
chat.
it.
Yep, it's the Horry Sheet Show. He does an excellent job. He does a weekly digest. So
I want to mention one more thing too, is that my channel originally, it still really isn't intended 100% for flat earthers. It was, it's mostly for waking brand new people up. So I'm going to be branching off to some different topics. I'm still going to be doing the digest and everything, but they might be a little bit shorter than the other ones as I push out new videos like work at home stuff. I want to break people from the matrix, the slave job mentality. So I'll be doing a lot of work at home videos. That's going to catch a lot of work at home is a saturated niche on the internet. So a lot of people are going to see these videos and come and see Flat Earth and be like, what? But that's part of what I want to do, really get brand new eyes to it. Another thing is energy healing. I'm going to be doing some stuff like that if anybody's interested in that. Astral projection is also another thing I do. So out of body travel. I know it sounds crazy, but I only talk about stuff I have firsthand experience with. So with that being said, check it out.
Cool. That sounds very exciting.
It's a little bit of everything there, but
Ways
stuff that
of
I know
bringing
works.
people in.
Mm.
Thank you for
Flat
that.
Earth is just a cherry. You need to eat the cake as well. Otherwise, you don't have a use for the cherry as well. It doesn't make sense, Flat Earth, without the rest of the conspiracy cake in that sense.
Yeah.
Could I just say that Matt's joined us
go
on the
ahead.
Hangout, just to say that, Matt, I'll come to you in a minute, okay? Because Horry hasn't finished talking, and I was going to introduce Preston, and then I'll introduce you, okay? Cool. Carry on, Horry.
Oh, I was pretty much done. If anybody had a question of why my show looks the way it does, I do professional commercials for a living, so that a lot of people have been calling me a show, okay? And I don't know why. Maybe it's because of fancy stuff that I do. I don't know, whatever. Not a shill. I'm a real boy.
What you do in that industry then? Because I bet
You'd
you
be
they don't want to
surprised.
talk. They don't want
be
to talk about
surprised.
flat Earth, do they? Or all those things.
No, these people are flat earthers, Karen. Earthers calling me a shill. The thing is, let me see if I can mute my thing and see. This is my logo, and people tell me that's a Aleister Crowley hat logo. I've never read his book. I have no idea what he's into. I heard of him because of Flat Earth, but that has nothing to do with my logo. And people are saying that the hat shape is a pyramid, so I'm sporting the
Well, that could be
pyramid.
That could be a Steiner, Blavatsky, or anything else too, right? It's they jump on the first thing that strikes them. Yeah.
You know, I poked some fun at him in episode 8. There's a little inside joke, and it's right at the 19-minute, 25-second mark for anybody who wants to check it out later. But it's you got to have a large percentage of the truther community that you can't. Maybe they accept a thumbs up, but anything else, no, you're instantly like Illuminati shill if you throw a certain hand sign or wear a certain color or
a bit
number or
strange
whatever.
that you don't do something right, and the next thing is that was an Illuminati pose, so you must be one of them.
It's really ridiculous. There's a real paranoid part of the truther community that I'm sort of kind of freaked out about. It's weird. But thanks. I'm done.
I call those guys skeptoterics.
Thank you. Hello, Preston.
Yeah, as you were saying, I made a post today as like skeptoterics are the worst. They make all of us look bad. It's so terrible. Yeah, if I'm ready to talk. Yeah, I don't do much other than Facebook. I have everybody that's, I guess, popular in the flat Earth community on my Facebook. More just of a poster and a thinker. I like to just walk around, and that's how I conjure up most of my thoughts. I do like the grassroots work, people that are actually out doing street interviews and things like that. I did like what Horry was saying about his show. I thought about doing something like that. I've never seen your show, but I thought about doing like a show of everything that people have posted all week and videos that I've seen on YouTube that got popular or certain specifics, but I haven't unpackaged my software yet, so I haven't been able to make any videos. Probably could ask a lot of you guys on how to make them.
You do something else. You do like the moon, don't you?
Yeah, I do like the moon recordings, and I do have a YouTube account. It's same name, Preston Vaughan. All my accounts, my Google, Twitter, it's all my name, Preston E. Vaughan or Preston Vaughan. Yeah, I do moon recordings.
Just before we came on, I asked you a question because of what you felt the moon is. You feel when you're looking at the moon and all the pictures you take, and it's how I spotted Preston, because Preston was monitoring the moon and making videos and talking about what he saw. The moon disappeared for days on end, and when it was in front of the sun and behind the sun, and that's where I met you. You think when you're taking photographs that the moon looks flat to you?
Not flat. I would say smooth. It looks more like a what do you call it? Those frisbee disc. Looks like it's bulged in the center a little bit, but still flat. The surface of it is, smooth, but it looks to be bulged a little bit. I don't know what's causing that, but it just appears to have a bulge to it. I don't know if that's because of our islands, because of perspective, or whatever the case may be, but it does appear to have some kind of bulge on it. I
think one day I noticed the triangles on it, didn't I, Preston? I was telling you about it.
Yeah. I took a picture I noticed one day. They had a bunch of, there's like squares, polygons, hexagons. It looks like there's doodles on the moon. I have a video that talks about all my moon photos. I only have like 15 videos, so if you want to go through those, it's easy too. But yeah, there's like little alien-looking doodling on the moon. It's really strange that people would think that that's a rock in the sky. Even when you first start questioning it, you're like, that makes more sense that it's a light bulb and blah, 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 blah. But the appearance of the moon almost looks like it was designed that way. It has depth and a holographic pictures. If you were to look at the pictures on your screen and then move your head down and over, you see different angles, even from the computer screen of the moon. The moon has depth to it, but if you sit there and stare at it, it's smooth. It's like a weird illusion. but yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that doesn't agree with mainstream science, or they don't tell you at all about the moon and the rotation. So
it's like someone
ridiculous.
scribbled on the moon, isn't it? It's like someone scribbled all over it and did things on it. Because you reckons you could see letters and things on it.
Yeah, you can definitely see letters. It looks like there's some kind of like some kind of writing. And there's also like other images and faces, and it looks like they appear to be like a Mickey Mouse robe on one of them with his hat. Like if you look in on the moon, you'll find it, but it looks just like Mickey Mouse wearing a robe, and he's got a hat, and it's pretty cool. But they do that with all the planets. They do that with a lot of the planets. They got Pluto, you know, and they do all this Disney addition. So it wouldn't surprise me if that Mickey was like drawn out from the moon. So
thank you for that, Preston. Matt with us. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, you're a little bit quiet, Matt.
Oh, sorry. I tend to be. I had to. I was sketching some things out for when I.
Do you want to explain a little bit about what you do then, Matt?
So for people who haven't really heard of me or listened to many of my YouTube videos or my 2 Facebook pages, Critical Think Tank and Watching Down the Rabbit Hole on YouTube and on Facebook with a W, with spinal meningitis and autism. I had a stroke and side effects. So my brain doesn't. Everybody else's. I had a few things happen to me that doesn't happen very often. I also have a blood type that's an anomaly. I have AB negative blood, which is very, very rare. And I personally believe it's from the House of Levite, the missing tribe of Israel. Hold on a second. I gotta open the door for my wife. She was.
Hang on a second, everybody, while Matt comes back.
I'll go ahead and sing us a song. Just clear my throat. Just kidding.
Oh, he's coming back now. Sorry, Horry.
I had to go let my wife in. She just got home from work. I don't want to leave her out on the porch. That's not very nice.
No, it's a good thing you did that. So
It'll pay off.
So because of these things that happened to me, my eyes receive light different than everybody else. And I can actually write down what my eyes and my brain is translating. I can translate numbers into colors and into shapes, known as Pythagorean mathematics, which is Egyptian mathematics, Greek mathematics from thousands and thousands of years ago. I personally believe that numerology is the expression of God speaking. I was getting ready to go do the laundry when you showed up.
Oh. Well, I'll get dressed and then we'll go.
Okay, well, I gotta do this first. This ain't gonna be all night. Take it with that. So the ancients, they didn't have numbers in the way that we commonly think today. They didn't have written numbers. They used shapes to express values of everything. And we would call these forms of measurement. And if you start looking around at, like, for example, your periodic table of elements, the amount of positions or the amount of things that are inside of that table is a spherical number, and number itself will go evenly into a circle. Spherical numbers. Everything is inside of a circle. It's spherical numbers inside. So how, like, for example, the number 90 goes in the circle 4 times. So you get I can't see my camera. 90 goes
We can see that.
That's how they express numbers. So one would be just a dot on the line and representing both ends. And remember, there's always a middle to everything, and there's always a center. And this is how their whole life, commerce and everything is based on this. So it's 3 points around the center, which you actually get 4 points because you have to count the center every time. You get 4, you get 5, 5. And it's always angled onto the center, 6. On and on and on into radical numbers when you start realizing that there's only one whole number. You start looking at biblical numbers, and they measured in cube. And a cube has 6 points. And it has a vector in the center, gated point, because of the action. All these things overlap and create a center point. So when they needed to use shapes to express it, there was a shape for everything. In sound, the spherical number of the scale of music are 18 sound waves, 20 degrees circled, that would give you 18 points in a circle. And this is a piece of art I did earlier today, based on everything I'm telling you. These circles out here are counting different numbers based on these rings of compression into get notices. Can't see interest square.
Yeah, we can see it. We can see it.
A ring that is a spherical number, how many points or degrees it goes into the circle as you go out. Realizing with the bigger the number, it's just a fractal state of the original number. There's only one whole number. So even when you're looking at 360 degrees in a circle, and you understand that in the Khazarians and the Jews, the Chaldeans, they added the 0 to mathematics after the fall of Babylon. There was no 0 before that. It was never in Sanskrit of any kind, because it's a created thing. So value, it has no angles, it's nothing. Numbers, they don't walk in, it's all in straight line. All my artwork that I do is based on one line. Because everything's degreed circle. See how it's your eye? Everything is in that formula.
I was thinking that was the sun worship symbol.
Cain was the author of alchemy, and his blueprint for what they called the Hermetics called Christ consciousness was in 24 points around a circle. And you see there's a cube in the middle, and this is where religions screw you. Because they want you to rely on them.
Yeah, you told us a bit about that before with the cube. Basically, we're worshiping the cube.
So do you see your prison? Because that's exactly what I deal with the occult. This is how they're trying to trap you. And you notice this is 24 points of contact around a circle, which would be 10.5 degrees. So 10.5 times 24 is 360. Point in the center, which is your prison. Yes. And we call that Earth. And if you start looking around and realizing that all religions are just worshiping the same thing from the point, just a different point of perspective. For example, the crucifix is a unfolded cube. They're trying to jack you in a box. And you look at the Freemasons, and their logo is a compass and a square. They're trying to square you into their program. They're trying to square your compass. And then if you go and look at the Jews and their spinning Star of David, it's only 55 years old. It was never called a Star of David before that. It was called the Star of Raphaim, Solomon. Many different names for the same damn thing. Seal of Satan, another good one. It's referring to your flesh.
Matt,
it's
you're
referring
not really
to your body.
like that, are you? Just Matt's got so much information that I think you could probably start from here and go till next week if you carried on. Like, you've got so much information to say, haven't you, Matt? That's why you're going, ha ha. Because where do you start?
I know you can't. You just have to broad stroke and then start filling in the gaps. You have to understand the framework of what I call Satan's motive. You got to realize there is a battle going on. Number one. And what isn't an atom? And when you realize everything is atom, then you're talking about electricity, everything is moving, and it's a damn pixelated hologram. You're walking around in a television Truman Show. It's all atom. What isn't an atom? I was just saying to somebody earlier, you tell me something that's not atom, and that'd be something I don't know. So everything's a pixelated, fracted, compressed reality. It's all different speeds of density of atoms inside an atom. Another coined term I use for that is atom traffic. Visualization, atom traffic. Reality breaks into threes. Everything does. Doesn't matter what it is that you look at. Positive, negative, and neutral, black, white, and gray. Seasons, there's 4 seasons, but each season has 3 parts. So there's 3 parts to every season. And all these numbers are showing you the compression of reality. How every see, and then every month has a mineral assigned to it. Everything's a vibrational state of matter, which is your mother. It was born atom. You're atom. She's atom. We're all atom. What isn't atom?
What isn't atom?
What is it? See, I'm not trying to force anybody to come to the conclusion. I'm asking you to see the question that I asked and came to the conclusion where I'm at. What isn't an atom? NASA tells you they never left. NASA tells you.
Chris is sort of more into your field. Chris?
Yeah, I'm here. Yep.
Does anything that Matt's saying resonate with your work? Yeah, we can hear you. What Matt's saying, do you understand what he's going on about then?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I found the same thing. Like, that's the basis of the 3D model I'm working on. It's down to the magnetic field, and that's the 4 states of electricity, and that just translates into the vector mechanics, and that's vector fields, tensor vectors, to a single point of what might be termed as a gravitational center, but it's not gravity. It's electricity, dielectricity, and regular electricity, and the two are opposing, male female type forces. We consider them positive, negative, and it all translates into a crystal form of vectors in 120 degrees. So the light all focuses at the center. So I agree 100% with what he's saying. It's all in there, and it's all self-referencing. So it's mass, velocity, time, vector over a sine wave, scalar waves.
Well, I kind of asked Preston to come on because he knows a lot about the moon, and I just wanted you to hear that that's what he sees, is that it looks smooth and that he's seen writing on it. And then Matt is into this stuff, which he's showing a picture of.
Tesla's math was wrong because And Rodin is wrong as well. And they're simply wrong because they're using 0 as a position. That's incorrect. Wrong. They're wrong.
And 1 should be the center position. Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, in this equation, in this demonstration, with this picture, I'm using 13 as the symbol, as the center. The number 13 is the center of this one.
Yeah, 13 equals 1 because that's where the octaves start again. Yeah. That's the way I translated it too. Yeah. Yeah.
So in gematria has a color because of this assignment. 12 is 3 because 1 and 2 is 3. So 12 is 3. 9, they're always 3, 6, and 9 are red numbers. They're the lowest state, the single position there. 2, 5, and 8 are yellow numbers because their sum is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Yellow numbers, 2, 5, and 8. Those are 1, 4, and 7 because they sum 12. 1, 2, 3. And then the center, of course, creates your created point, which we're walking around on. Everything is a vibration of sound. But the kicker is, by my understanding, okay, Satan wants to, I throw a bunch of words together so you can see that there's a concept in his scam, right? There's many angles to his damn operating this game. And when you use terms like it's a mirror, I mean, that's one way to talk about it. And they say terms like as above, so below. And that's what they're referring to is the sound soil line that we're walking on, and everything above it is the same as everything below it. To the left, to the right, everything's the same. And that's that's an occult referring to electric universe. All the occult means is hidden knowledge. It's not supposed to be, it's Hollywood and government and churches that make it scary. And the history of the church, then you understand that all the churches are owned by the same entity known as the Vatican. We're all 501c3 corporations that are government agencies. Every country is a corporation, and all corporations are titled and owned by the only living thing acknowledged on the planet, known as the Vatican, minus the few people who managed to file for their free man and get out of the system. So I'm just still understanding the process because I left school at 14, so a lot of the words I never use them. I've never heard of them before. It takes a long time to understand this crap. We were bonded with a birth certificate the day we were born. Do that is after you're born, your parents take you home. Your placenta and your leftovers are still on the table. Trash. They go in a vessel. They encapsulate those, and they insure it, and they name it the same name as the parents gave it, you. So I joke about this, but it's really not funny, So when you're standing in front of a judge, she's not acknowledging you as a living man. He's acknowledging you as a jar of placenta. And bonded the day you were born.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it boils right down to. And you can figure this part out by investigating a Latin term called unum sanctum. UNUM SANCTUM, unum sanctum. They don't recognize anyone as alive. They recognize everybody as corpses that are floating on the spiritual matter, the spiritual water, the ether. Definition, everything's on the water. The judge does not recognize the fact that he's on the land. The court is in itself a ship. It symbolizes a ship. When you go into the courtroom, it looks and is physically structured to be like the deck of a ship. Pass a swing gate to board the ship and stand before the admiral, the captain, the judge, a priest, because he can marry you. So he has 3 titles that he operates under, 3 personalities and 3 consciousnesses. And if you get into a situation where he has to acknowledge you as a living person for a recess, his conscience clean of what you said that made him ask for the recess, and go use one of his other 3 hats that he wears: a priest, an admiralty of sea, and the judge of the Constitution. Quite a little game that they've got going on, and it's scary stuff to understand this. Lawyers have to have a bar certificate to operate in a courtroom. It's an acronym for British Admiralty Regent. It's captain of the Admiralty of Britain for the British Navy. And you're nothing but a sperm. Play on words and terminology so they can make you numbered. They have a title over your landing papers. Birth, spelled B-E-R-T-H, birth. You landed from the water to the land. Birth canal, there's your water terminology. And that's how they claim ownership over you, because you left your ship, known as placenta. You abandoned it. And state certificated claim to ownership property. Your name in all capital letters is a title to your body. Title. There's nothing different from it in a car, in a house. No different. Same thing. It's a state. That's a title to the body. So you abandoned a part of you on the table, and the government claimed ward ownership of it, and they insured and bonded it and named it after you. Property without consent. You didn't agree to this. There's no contract of this, and this is the only technical loophole out, is you didn't give consent. Your consent was taken from you. Done. And no one ever told you it was done. So it was a mission. It was just not said nothing about. And this has been done since Free and Roosevelt, when they established the birth certificates in the United States.
It's not that long ago. I was a bit shocked it's not that long ago. Not really.
Not really, no. About 80-something years.
Death certificate.
So where do you go to
Can
find
I just
out?
ask?
Oh, go ahead, Kat.
No, I was going to ask, what did you or Preston, are you into the stuff about the death certificate? Horry. Horry. Horry.
Sorry, I didn't know you were addressing me. Yeah, I'm interested in it because it's, when certain things sort of knock on your door, and after about the 3rd time you hear something, it's like, oh, okay, I got to start researching this. This is something that's knocked about 5 times now, and for valid reasons. And I'm just trying to because I don't like knowing that I was, not only indoctrinated but sold as,
monetized.
Monetized, yeah. And I want to know,
now listen
who's
the word. Hold on. I got to point out that money is very occultic. Listen to the word. You are demonetized. You're demonized. You're demonetized.
Demonetized.
It just gets worse.
What does this have to do? I did a little research in on this. What does this have anything to do with maritime law? Are they operating under maritime law?
Yes, maritime.
You got it.
Yeah, it's something about a ship at sea. A lot of terminology involved in that.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that. Okay, we're talking about acronyms. When you're talking about maritime law, you're under British Admiralty law, and you take the 3 letters from that. British Admiralty law, and you get bail. You're under bail law.
So are you guys putting out good videos kind of talking about this? Or is there a good channel to go to get kind of the basics?
What I do, if you go on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel I've been doing this for a little over 2 years. I mean, I've known this stuff almost my whole life, but I got branded so crazy I just stopped talking about it for a while. And then I started working for the insurance companies, and I had a 7-year disclosure because of my numbers understanding, and then how they taught me to learn from them. I wasn't allowed to talk about this stuff because of a non-disclosure agreement I had. Well, it's expired 2 years ago, and away I go. Yeah, on YouTube, you're going to Matt Jerome. Really, everything on there is critical. I have kids that I don't get to see, and I kind of left it like a diary, like, hey, you better know this. Like, this is the stuff you need to know. Just see them, I don't know. That's something I've been doing, and then it turned into a following. I got 5,000 followers on Facebook. People share my stuff all over the place. I'm on all 7 continents. With a broken back, doing this.
Thanks for doing
Terms you want
to. It's good stuff.
Want to investigate, and handy. You want to investigate legal persona. The words they use to show that you're really just a corporation. The word people means corporation, and person means people. You see how this is just a loop back into the same thing of corporation and corpse law? Have the same rights as people since 2008, courtesy of George Bush.
It's crazy.
So government, no mind. So there's no difference in their mind between a corporation and a man, because you're a jar placenta walking around, and they acknowledge you as a floating abandoned ship.
I think
a jar of clay.
I listened to, I think it was Michael Tellinger talk about how he ended up, was it him that racked up a whole bunch of debt but used this kind of law to like say he was hey, if he's a corporation, then he's going to let the corporation sort of pay his debts off. There's like a loophole involved with that he took and really cleared
learning it. Like I said, like a lot of this stuff's very complicated. I'm just sitting here learning it. Just to investigate with what you're talking about is writing your own promissory note.
Yeah, something like that. It was just some notes that he just wrote, like a blank check sort of procedure.
You don't take it to the bank, I guess. From my understanding, you got to take it into the bank's lawyer's office, and it's the same as it's an IOU. You're writing an IOU.
Yep. Yeah. You got it. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Use it, because that's the same thing they're doing when they're printing currency. And if they try to penalize you, for it, then they'll have to penalize themselves because they're doing it.
We need to wake up, people, man. There's a lot of stuff to wake up to in this world.
Yeah,
Preston, you understand all this.
Yeah, I understand it and I dabble in it. Sometimes at the end of the day, I wonder how much it's useful to spend a lot of time and energy on a lot of this stuff. If there's like anything you can do about it, or like, does it really matter when I'm dead? Really? But yeah, I understand that I'm a slave. I've read all this stuff, what Matt's saying, and yeah, it's not something that you can ignore, but I like to just be aware of it, but not like have it in my forefront of my consciousness. It's just not, I don't know. But yeah, we've been slaves since the creation of our country. Like, so. Right, and that's my main thing is unplugging my kids from the system as much as possible. Not buying shit, not paying taxes, growing your own garden, not doing any of the stuff that my parents set me up for failure for. And they didn't. It's more of ignorance on their part, and they were guided in the way. But I think technology's kind of like we're doing now has helped wake people up. It's kind of worked against them and for them. It's working more for them than it is for us. And I see a lot of people waking up, but I see more people sleeping, and it's discouraging. It's discouraging. So I don't know,
How
but yeah, I
many of
agree
you
with
are
you
familiar?
on the slavery stuff.
How many? I use chaos theory to run my Facebook page. How many of you are familiar with chaos theory? Or chaos theory.
Explain it to us, Matt.
My whole life has been in chaos theory because I've lived on the. I joke about it. It's kind of funny because I used to work for the banks and I was a tax collector. You look at my story generically, it's amusing, and looking back in perspective and understanding this mathematics and everything, I find it very amusing. Crap, I forgot where I was going. Somebody drew a blank.
Amusing being a tax collector.
Generic story. You go and look in the book of Matthew. In the book of Matthew, it talks about Matthew being Peter. Matthew, so everybody's watching for Peter, but they really should be watching for Matthew. That's what Matthew 10:8 is telling you through that whole book of Matthew is telling you to be watching for Matthew, not Peter, because Peter is Matthew, because everything's upside down. And I laugh because I've spent more than half my life wandering, working contract work, insurance companies, on the roam. And my last name being Jerome. And so that letters were manipulated. Letter J is only 500 years old. Before Jerome, it was Yarom. I lived my life on the roam. It's weird play on words. This understanding came from traveling. It didn't come from sitting at home. It didn't come from a classroom. It came from everywhere.
Yeah, the letter U is even younger than that because most public libraries still have the letter V instead of U. It's carved in stone everywhere you look.
Yeah.
The next time you walk by a library, look up and you'll see that it's PVBLIC, not PUB.
I've seen that and I've wondered. I'm like, why do they use a font that makes the U's look like V's or vice versa?
It's because Latin didn't have a letter U until 400 years ago or something like that. Yeah.
Crazy.
And there was no W until if you go back 1,200 years ago, there was no W.
That's Masonic. That's
That's,
Masonic stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that there was.
Well, the Hebrew language only has 22 letters, right?
Yeah.
Getting ready to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Just
really
getting ready to say
into
that.
numbers and stuff. Like, my friend almost said that I sounded like Jim Carrey from Number 23 or something at one time.
This is what I wanted to point out on this.
I got it huge into like a calendar that doesn't move, you know, a stationary calendar. It's fixed, a fixed calendar. I got into like numbers were always popping out to me. I don't know what they meant, but I was having a weird thing when I first woke up to flat earth, like numbers were sticking out to me everywhere. And I don't know why, but I backed up off all that. It was just giving me a headache.
This one here, okay.
The 11s, man.
I wanted to point something out. As far as the numbers in here that I find really, this is what I wanted to point out. But when you look at the numbers that are involved in this equation on this side, you look at this 24 points, and in the center, that's 241 center, because 24 plus 1 is 7. 2, 4, and 1 is 7.
It's the Mecca.
Right. There's 7 in the center. And then if you look at how you get to 24 points, right? And you realize that everything is masculine and feminine, triangle and square energy, 3 and 4. Second time where the numbers 3 and 4 meet in binary or in mathematics, because triangle goes inside a 12, right? You get 4 triangles and you get 12 points of contact around the center. 3 squares, 12 points around the center, and it's still 13 either way. And that's this right here. That's what this is. And that happens where the 2 meet is right here. The next time that happens is at the number 36. every 12th, every 12 points. It's interesting. Just throwing it out there. I don't know what the hell it means, man. I'm just figuring this stuff out. It's a code of current expanding level of density into the next, into the next, into the next. Everything vibrates at different speeds and vibrational states. A diamond is way higher than you do. Everything is different densities of vibrations.
The diamond in my model, when I did the 3D model, it ends up, the diamond ends up at the number 9. So, and it's similar to that theory where you cast out the 9s and everything adds up to 9. There is no 9. 9 equals 0, and it's always the return point.
So put the diamond in the center, or well, here's the thing too that just came out, and this is what part of why I do this math with the 13 equation is this. Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus, Orion and Ophiuchus were brothers. You hear Orion a lot, but not the word Ophiuchus. And I'm not very familiar. I understand a little bit of his story, but really I haven't found a lot available online about it. He is the center constellation in the center of the universe. And you spell Ophiuchus, Ophuchus, Ophiuchus, and he was Greek. And his influence is still even here today in our medicine. At hospitals, they use his symbol still today, which is the twined serpents and the wings, as the sign of Acephalus, otherwise known as Ophiuchus, and that's referring to your third eye. Your third eye being blocked or turned on or off. And with Ophiuchus, your eye was open. The ore was not keeping your eye closed. Your eye is not fossilized, calcified. It is open. The ore eye is off, is wide open.
Orange.
And then the ore eye on with Orion. Your ore eye is on, so you don't have your third eye blind. Okay, or I can do it in the morning. Well, no, you want to do more? We can just do your yeah. We'll just do it tomorrow. Your ore eye off. So you got a battle going on between two brothers. This generic story continues over into almost into every religion. Every religion has a battle of duality. Jesus and Satan, Yeshua, Satan, however you want to look at it. That the J is manipulation, and it is a Y, not a J. Everything that was spelt J should be spelt Y instead. You should replace that in your understanding of all words.
Yeah, you can be difference.
The I and J were used to replace it. If you look around at the spelling, don't look at the spellings per se, or look at the spelling, and then you start seeing when you say the words and hear the sound.
Yeah, the whole frequency.
Santos talks about this. He talks about how everything is, all the words are connected.
Yeah, if you look at
more or less
use the spelling of EA, and then you get yeah, H, IAH, and JAH. They're all sound spelling the same thing. They're spelling the sound of. They're acknowledging the spelling of the sound of the universe. That's what they're attempting. And as a result of Babylon and the confusion of tongues, you have a generic storyline that's being presented in all cultures and religions, but many tongues, many names. But if you just go looking around at all the stories, the generic storyline of electricity and fire and water and current and electricity are the same thing. That's where your duality comes into play. And Tesla and JP Morgan, all this stuff. It's always been a battle of fire and water, electric current and water current. Zeus and Poseidon, Enlil and Enki. Their symbols would be the
I got a
eagle
quote by
and the
JP
serpent.
Morgan. This guy told me about JP Morgan. He said, millionaires don't worship the stars, billionaires do.
Mm.
It's a truther told me that, like, towards the beginning of my flat earth days. I just thought that was interesting. You can keep going.
No, you're absolutely right, and and if you just start looking at the dictionary, star is a heavenly body, and the word assimilation will tell you that another meaning would be a celestial, a heavenly body, or a celestial body. You're talking about angels now. Now you're getting into angelic terms. Star, so they honor and worship the stars because they're.
Well, that's one thing I found difficult about some of the flat earth stuff is because it does go into a lot of like biblical and like spiritual and magical terms and stuff. So when you were trying to wake an atheist scientism monkey up and you're trying to use the most simplistic words just so you don't scare them away, or like if you talk about other theories, but I don't know. I've just stayed away from like certain little things and nuances and conversations and models and everything that would scare anybody away. I've kind of just stopped talking about it. Like,
you also don't like the arguing and stuff, do you, Preston? You don't like all the bitchiness. You just stay well away from all of that. You don't like any of that.
Well, what I like to do is lay blanket statements and let people like call themselves out. If you have a problem with somebody, you don't need a name call. You don't need to drop names. You don't need to do any of that stuff. People will know what you're talking about if they understand the conversation. So if you state enough facts about the person you're saying and their thoughts and views, the people that know who's lying will see it. If you just state the facts, you don't even name their name. I can be like, well, this guy dresses up like a woman and says this and this and believes in a dome and a circle and calls other people out for shills. You might know who I'm talking about. Like, and puts his name and shit all over the entire flat earth movement. So, but I just don't say it.
Yeah, well, some of us are sensitive, aren't we? And yeah, and the whole point about being a flat earther was that you knew in your heart, so it changes you forever. I don't, even though Matt's got masses of information and masses of horrible things have happened to him, he's not angry, are you? It brings, I don't know, I feel quite persecuted. I think out there it's like the living dead half the time, but inside I've got peace. Peaceful. I know I've got peace in my heart. Does that how it's made you all feel, even if it's a bit complicated?
Yeah, well, it's a personal but yet collective journey, and that's something that stuck it out to me in my mind. Same thing with like I relate the personal and collective observation to the sun and the moon, like us triangulating together. We see it so close to us, and in retrospective of how high it is, from balloon launches, but we all see it from so far away, like Australia, and like everybody can see it roughly around 2,500 miles away, but it looks like it's right there on top of us. Yet if you do balloon launches, so it's close but far, and I think we have a lot of disconnect with flat Earth. We have the computer for one. I always say I wish I could talk to you in person so you wouldn't act like such an asshole, like because that's usually what it is. You get so many people that were willing to talk to each other however they want because there's another party blocking each other. And everybody that I've ever talked to in person has been so cool, like grassroots, walking around the street. They don't talk to you like they do. Like Dale says that on his Beyond the Imaginary Curve. Like if the people on the internet start to discourage you, go out and talk. Go out and talk to people because it's a different environment once you get people to open up. And it's an individual experience. It's because I'm content individually, but collective, I would love to wake people up, and they can't really experience it unless I share that, like drop what I may know. So So
What about you, Horry?
What exactly?
Well, like what they've just been talking about. This stuff.
On the
sorry, I kind of like expanded on a wild group of topics.
I mean, I just kind of forgot what exactly you're wanting me to address specifically, because that was a lot that I've been listening to.
Just of the conversation. What were your thoughts with the conversation that was going on?
Well, I don't have much experience with numbers, numerology, or scripture and what's in it. You know, I do know that the stars were called heavenly bodies and things like that. And I'm just kind of trying to get a feel for what everybody's ideas are about things. Stars, to me, I'm really interested in how they might play out as far as, what is it, astronomy, that studies the energies and the signs and what they mean, and when planets are conjunct, you know, in retrograde and all this. Is that astronomy? But, you know, that's how new I am and all that. But I think there might be something to that. And I come across some interesting stuff. I mean, people have asked me to do videos for them for products such as this guy that made a book on how to study the stars to place bets in the stock market, and he had like it supposedly down to a science. I mean, what if that's what they're really doing? You know, what if they're playing the stock market with planets up there? I mean,
even playing, getting money out of them.
You know, it's kind of crazy.
There's a science guy named last name Santelli. Santelli. Santelli, Santelli. He made a new telescope lens. Is opposite of what's generically available to the public. It has a convex lens instead of a concave, or vice versa. Dyslexic. But you definitely should see some of the pictures he's coming up with and the things that he's seeing. His lens refracts light and shows what's not being seen. Meta movement and dimensional beings that you can't see with your eyes.
Yeah, well, I heard you talking about that earlier, with the guy seeing the opposite spectrum of the reverse spectrum, the violets and the Well, I was explaining. I made a post about my son explaining sunrises to people. If you don't think we're getting dumbed down, that's what I do all day. That people are saying, this is one of the things that I wanted to get across to people, is that they say, "Oh, the sun's coming from beneath the clouds." You've heard that argument that, "Oh, it's round because the sun's coming from beneath the clouds." Well, no, the bottom of and then they always show me the picture. The bottom of the cloud has color. The top of the cloud is white. That tells me the sun is not fighting through any atmosphere, and it's on top. It's not underneath the cloud on the horizon. It's on top of it, because the reason you're seeing purples and colors is because it's fighting the UV light. The sun is fighting through the atmosphere, and it gets deeper with colors as it gets through all the atmosphere. That's all it's doing. It's shining through the prism of our atmosphere. And that's you go from the whites to the yellows. When it's on top of you, it's white. When it's going further away, it's yellow. And then when it's close to setting, it's orange. And when it's beyond your horizon, it's red, like right when it's real setting. But you can't see beyond the horizon. You won't ever see the purples and the others. But there's the same thing when it's rising to you as setting. You see the colors coming to you in the clouds, and then the spectrum slowly gets to you as the sun gets to you. The sun isn't over a curve like they say, like, oh, it's underneath the clouds, like that one Pilot LX video, or I can't remember his name. Every flat earther's seen the Pilot videos, but they're like, oh, it's the sun's underneath the clouds. It shows it's beyond the curve. No, it's just because the horizon's eye level, you can't see the sun, and that's all that is. It's on top of the clouds, because the clouds that you see to you are white. Now, why would it be white, like right there? Because it's on top. It's
I have to say, Preston, the other day we were talking on Hangout and Chris was explaining where the sun was. Chris, do you want to explain that bit?
Well, the particles, basically the particles in what we would call space is full of particles, and from what I figure in the model I have, it's anisotropic light, and the definition of anisotropic just means one way. So the light enters a crystal like a diamond shape and comes out in only one direction. So all the light that's coming to us is actually in reverse. So you're right, it's UV light, it's a black light, and it's pretty much invisible to the naked eye until it hits the refraction index of the atmosphere itself, right? The air and the water in the air, right? And it creates the colors. And the gases in the plane above is separated by electromagnetism. So you end up with basically a red layer, a blue layer, then a green layer, then a red layer, and then it goes to plasma after that, which is UV. So that gives you the RGB color. So you're right, as the light comes through, it changes colors. And if the sun is on the horizon, then it's shining through more of the red and that type of thing. So you're exactly right. So yeah.
Also, explain like what we're actually seeing, where you think the sun is.
Well, it's a refracting dome type of shape. So it actually is curved in the magnetic field. So what happens is where the sun appears to us and where we see it is relative to our eyeball seeing the sun, looking through a lens. So it's a lens looking through another lens, first off, that focuses everything to the center. And as it does that, where the sun appears and where you think it is isn't actually where it is.
now.
And
Can
neither
I
is the moon.
pause you for 1 second? I was explaining that earlier, that we see an individual but collective experience.
Yeah.
And I was telling
Correct,
somebody
yeah.
this the other day that the sun's connected to our islands almost. It feels like that. Now, I was tripping a while back, and I noticed one night on the moon that I was walking, and it looked as if the moon was following my eyes. And I started to bob my head, and it would bob too. Yeah. And I was like,
well, this is exactly it, right?
Yeah.
So you can line up 100 people on the beach and have them all look at the sun, and the sun will always end up at their feet, right? So it's relative to your perspective.
I pointed that out once a long time ago that nobody else was pointing it out. And same thing with like a horizon or a mirage. It's only possible on a flat plane. A mirage is only possible on a flat plane.
And that's electromagnetism. But to get back to the light thing, is light is traveling in one direction, and it enters your eye. And basically the water that's in your eye is also an anisotropic water, so it allows light only in one direction. If it's scattered light, like if it was little round particles and it scattered light like glass balls in your eyeball, well, then you could see nothing but white light, right? You would see nothing. So it has to be a one-way direction, and so it's an anisotropic system. And once you get your head around that, it's like, okay, well, the sun I'm looking at is actually relative to me, right? And everything's coming in my direction, which is why, like, you could be traveling down the highway looking at the moon, and the moon's traveling just as fast as you are, and that type of thing. So it's always centered to you, and that's because it's a diamond. It's that refracting diamond shape. Is what.
So can you explain what that means then? That means that we all see our own sun.
Relative to what you're looking at, yeah.
I hope everybody in the chat room heard that. We all see our own sun.
That's why we supposedly have trouble triangulating it, right? And NASA, the heliocentric model, can't really get it right on their model. We can't seem to triangulate it on a flat Earth, and that's why I like the groups like this that are doing the solar noon tracking and stuff like that. It's helping us really understand what's happening. And they're not talking about this. You won't catch this in mainstream news,
no, you won't.
mainstream science.
Yeah, because our perspective bubble is only 12 miles. And if you think about that, with as far as the sun and the moon, you're like, what the hell? But yeah, I can see the moon in the southern hemisphere rise in the summer. But yeah, my bubble is only 12 miles. But everybody's it seems like it's right there, but it's not, and everybody else sees it. It's really confusing. It really is.
Well, that's the thing too. Like what happens in a mirage is you get the hot surface. So if you heat something up, the heat alone will create a magnetic field within the particles. As they become excited, then the magnetic field gets more dense. So that shimmering silver waviness you see on the ground as a mirage, which bends the light and makes people's feet disappear, is because the light is being bent through a magnetic field. And our perspective in the plane is the same thing. All light is bent through the field to you, because you're a magnetic person, like the salt in your body, and you're dielectric, and you're looking through a dielectric eyeball in a magnetic field, and it's all magnetism. So it's fascinating when you get into it.
Yeah.
Anisotropic. If you look up the word anisotropic, you can research that. Yeah.
Matt, what are you showing us there, by the way?
The diamond.
Everything
Right.
he's talking about.
Oh, sorry. Wait.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
the
to find
diamond
some
in the-
pictures.
diamond in the
Somebody
sky,
shared
yeah.
to me today some square Earth stuff, and it's relating to this diamond you're talking about.
Can I just throw something else into the mix here? By the way,
That's the sun right there. That's why you can't find it. Middle of all things.
Look, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sun's right there.
4/7.
Well, that's
Venus
it.
is over
See,
here.
all energy and all light goes back to the source, right? It's all, so you're
Ew.
seeing it in reverse, right? It comes to you from one direction, and it's always going. You're seeing a reflection, more or less. It's not the true source, right?
are they
So we're
like
the
those
source then,
things
by that
Enoch
term,
talks
right?
about?
Are we the source?
You would be you're the source of your own experience. That's
Yeah.
exactly the way to interpret that. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid. Cool.
Oh, you got it, man. You got it.
Can I throw something else into the mix? I put a video on last night about this high altitude balloon, and it was at night time, which you can't find that many nighttime balloon ones, but it just looked like you were in the stars. There were stars below the balloon camera. There was, and like the way the camera pans around, the camera goes past the stars. So I had a very nice comment today from John Hutchinson, which I'm just really chuffed about because he's watching. So that's really good. He's watching our group. And he said that there's nothing further than sort of 60 to 80 miles, and that all the stars are inside that.
That's probably the particular
Sorry,
bubble, what Chris created, that inner sound bubble within the waters, the static work of static wave.
Can you guys? Yeah. Can y'all open that link I just sent? Is that possible? Is it in chat?
Oh, which one? The last one.
Yeah, I sent a link in chat. I don't know if you can see it. No.
Oh, there we go.
I wanted to throw a couple things out there too while we're talking about this right there. Are you talking about 7? The star shape for the number 7. There's your star shape for the number 7.
Yep. That's what I found in the model. It's all anisotropic light. So what happens? Like for an example, this is the model shot from the inside looking out, and it's.
But this one,
like,
right here, this is like mind-boggling as shit right here. This is Pythagorean, and you have 6 shapes. You have 6 basic shapes. So your square, your circle, your triangle. You have two of each of them, and they're all sharing one point in the middle.
Yep.
1 is 7. 2 squares, 2 triangles, 2 circles.
yeah, and 7 is the leading tone to the octave, and that creates the figure 8, which is infinity loop. So it goes back to, then it just crosses 9, which goes back to the 1, right? It's a 0. You know, it's division. It's infinite division of 1, right? That's
What?
I like this guy.
So I was
This
just
guy's
before I
awesome.
jump off, what I just wanted to show people in the chat was that in the model with the anisotropic light, these are screenshots from inside the model in the camera. So the camera's on the ground, and these are all the moon readings. There's 200 moon readings over 2 years, or whatever the whole group has done. So I put that on the flat map and the camera looking up. And these are model shots as they rotate the sun. around over the top, east to west. So it'll replicate all the moon phases, sunrise, sunset.
Are you saying the moon the sun rotates around the moon?
Over the top, yeah. It kind of follows like a west, but arches over, and it refracts into the lens. There's an atmospheric lens inside the middle here. And it reproduces these shots, right? That's the colors. So these aren't photos, they're model shots from the camera in the model. And that's the basic setup, is basically just a camera on the ground. These are the actual readings that the people took. And this is the camera looking at the moon from the ground on the flat map, which is based on the magnetic field of the map. So you have, this would be Canada. This is the anomaly at the Southern Pacific anomaly. This is the crossing below Australia, and this is northern Russia. So this is one magnetic toroid, that's a positive, and this is the negative dielectric toroid. And then when you look from the bottom up, so you can see how it magnifies the moon. From our perspective, it's a magnifying lens, and actually at 73 miles high, that's the size of the moon. Right, it's just a pin spot, right? But from the ground, it looks huge, right? But this is from that Go Fast rocket in 2014. The moon appeared at a flat plane, and then the moon was like that small.
Hey, my wife is calling me in.
So,
I had much fun. Nice talking to all you guys, Chris.
Oh, do you want to just do your picture? Because I put your picture up, Preston.
Oh yeah, yeah. I linked a bunch of pictures this guy sent me today. There's one in there that was talking about some of the stuff that y'all saw. I thought it was interesting, but if y'all want to click on it, yeah, I'll sub back. Sub to me. I'll sub back. Link the names. I'm gonna get up from here, but I'll stay
Preston,
in. Yep.
Preston, say something in your chat real quick. Just say hi, and then people can go right from there and link to your channel. It'll save me from digging it up. Please.
People say what?
Just say hi in the chat, and that'll be your channel, and people can go right from there when you say hi and link right to your channel.
Oh, into the chat. They can
Yes,
just click on
please.
me. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
I've already talked in there. Thank you. All right. Y'all have a good night.
Good chat, huh?
nice to meet you, Preston. Cheers, man.
Nice
I'm
meeting
showing
you.
your pictures. Preston, we usually have a hug, so you'll have to have I'm behind the screen because I'm showing your pictures, but a hug from us to you.
All right. Y'all have a blessed day.
Take
Thank
care.
you for coming on.
Yeah, Preston, it was really nice. I'm enjoying that.
Thank you, Preston. Anyway, I was just showing you some of the pictures that Preston sent me. If anybody wants them, then I suppose Billy can pass them through to you on the chat.
Thanks for calling for me. I'm gonna have to get going too, but I wanted to tell people what the implications of this math is. When we talk about male-female energy and everything, I've been inducing electricity by crossing male and female mineral material, and we're talking copper and iron. They're negative and positive metals.
Ooh, that's
By
fascinating.
combining
I
the-
like that.
Yeah, you should try
Yeah.
doing some stuff with salt and calcium.
I have been. I'm actually creating an induction battery. I'm kind of at a standstill.
Some aluminum plates, carbon, and salt. Yeah, you can get it.
Yeah. You take a Baghdad battery, and I've created copper Tesla coils that wrapped around a palladium core, and it's creating a current, and it doesn't ever stop, and it doesn't cost nothing to keep it running, and it doesn't make any noise, any pollution.
Yeah, that's kind of the next thing.
Cell phone with it. Also, this is the same energy material that is in your body, and so by harnessing this, I personally believe that you can use it to manipulate sound waves through your body, because every cancer known to our mind has a sound frequency and a sound resonance, and therefore everything is living. So by manipulating the sound waves that are running through your body, you can make your body non-friendly for the cancer, and the cancer will think your body's dead instead of you.
Ooh.
So it's all theory right now, but I can't prove it wrong.
You were sharing
like I
your
said,
screen, Matt. Are you going to show us something?
Yeah, no, I tore it apart because I wasn't happy with the way it was. I'm working on rebuilding it right now. But it's a very simple concept when you just understand that you can get electricity by passing copper or near a magnet, or you can pass a magnet through copper. But what if you just don't take the magnet out of the equation and just leave it in the middle of copper?
You've got your screen on share. Were you going to show us a picture or something, Matt?
Figure out how to do it on a computer. I'm just phone trying to figure out how to do this. I can't see what I've. Oh, here we go. Let me see.
Yeah, stop showing the world.
Crap. Yeah, I'm still new to having a freaking computer.
I do think that that Chris and Series, you need to talk to Chris and Series more, Matt.
Series. It's taking me a second to figure out how to do it. Oh, there we go.
I didn't know.
Put them up right. Some gas. How's that working? You guys seeing those?
No.
Hang on.
In the chat, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
Or nothing yet?
Coming.
Oh, okay.
It's got back to you, Series. Hang on.
Yeah, a whole lot of images. All private. I think you need to share it in another way.
So Matt's used to using his phone, and he's just got a laptop, haven't you, Matt?
It's a pain in the butt.
Well, if you're into the free energy type research and stuff, Matt, then we can chat. We can chat after too, and I can send you a lot of information. I was in the major construction industry for 20 years there, so I know a fair amount about the dielectrics and electricity and all that stuff. If you're looking to do some research and battery power,
that's the stuff I get. Yeah, like I don't understand what you're saying because I know what the hell I'm talking about. Words, I didn't go to school and wasn't told those words, you know.
So far,
across my desk.
So far, I'd like to figure out what your numbers and colors connection is, so I can actually use it in the colors.
I know how to use it. I know how to use it.
I don't know. That's
I know
how. And I have access to the code to actually express it in the computer. That's the point.
Matt, Series is saying he'd like to understand a bit more.
Yeah, I was grabbing another picture. Grabbing something real quick.
That bubble size. Eh? No, because you're sharing your screen. That's your camera.
Oh. Sharing my screen.
Stop sharing on top. The green bar.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that one. I like to have that in the table. So actually, or the pattern, probably, because it's just a function.
Yeah, I'm gonna write out how that works. There's a lot to it, actually. I understand it when I look at it because I've done it so many times. I get it. To tell somebody else how this works is hard.
Yeah. Learning is easy. Teaching is a whole other story. Right?
Yes, man. Yes, it really is. It's like, oh, you sit there talking about it, then you look at the other person like, yeah. And then they're like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm speaking a whole nother language.
Hence why we're having these hangouts, and so Series and Chris can explain again and again what they're finding out.
Yeah.
So what I understand,
dictionary.
When we talk about 3, the number 3 in numerology, you start looking at it. 3 is really 1. Looking it down, 3 is 1.
The Trinity.
6 is 2. 3. See that? 3, 6, 9. But it's 1, 2, 3.
And then 4, 3.
Yeah, if you do maybe look into the Fibonacci sequence where you take the last 2 and add them together, you end up with so you start with 0.
Yeah,
right?
and that's part of the occult that I'm showing people is sound spelling. This is part of what near drove me nuts. The understanding etymology and sound of words. Yeah. You start realizing that everything is a soundtrack. You have to challenge the spelling of everything.
You got scalar, it's all scalar waves. Scalar waves and standing waves. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think about it, a lawyer is a bar. And you talk about sound, well, he's barring you. He's barring you from sound waves.
Yeah, see, we take like 0, then the 1, then 1, 1 is 2, right? So 1 plus 2 is 3, 2 and 3, 5.
Right. That's how Fibonacci works.
Right.
How this works is mine is based on 2 principles, well, really 1, but no 0 and half numbers.
Yeah.
Well, mine's based on Enochian mathematics, Enoch.
Yeah.
The book of Enoch, which was removed from the King James Bible. All my numbers are based on Enochian understanding and alchemy, which are one and the same. And those 2 are really Tesla's work as well. It's all the same thing. The same. But Tesla's understanding of reality, he said everything was light, but it's not light because if you don't have sound, there's nothing to be seen because sound shapes form.
Yeah, light. Light. The way I look at it is light. Light is first principle, right? Then light creates magnetism. Magnetism creates coalition of particles. Particles create water and matter. Then that creates sound and vibration. It's just a frequency range. It just keeps reducing in a fractal sense to almost infinity, right? It's always fractal, and the more it fractalizes, the more compressed it gets, and then you reverse it.
Synchronicity.
Yeah,
that's where synchronicity and string theory come into play. And but when we talk about the sun, that's why I was very curious to hear you talking about the moon the way you're doing, because I understand the sun to be the center. when I was showing this earlier. I believe the
It's
sun's
both.
middle.
Yeah, it's outside and inside both at the same time. Like if you look at the screen I'm sharing there, I don't know if you can see it. If it's up there, can people see
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
I can see.
Okay, so the
Yeah,
diamond shape is the diamond shape is basically what I have in the model that represents space, and the black over here, the black purple diamond. If I rotate that, because light only goes in one direction, you can see the diamond and all the sequences inside of it, and it only flashes in one direction when you start rotating it. There's one diamond shape, and eventually it'll go bright white if you get it rotated just the right direction.
Yeah, and you see that diamond shape that's in that flower I produced there?
Yeah.
It's showing up on my picture screen. That's 40 points. Points around the circle.
So when I get it rotated just the right way, you can see how it's a white hexagon, basically a diamond shape, and that's the direction that light will only travel to your eyeball in that direction. So the crystals in your eye do the same thing, right? It's a anisotropic system. Yeah.
That shape right there that's on the screen is based on 9 degrees circle. 9 degrees and 40 at 360. So 9 degree circle, that's what you get.
Yeah. But strangely enough, since space out here is like a crystal plasma field, and then when you look from if you go to the camera view on the inside, looking out, yes, you see the moon, and you see what we see. It's blue. It's all blue, right? Blue in all our spectrum of colors. But on the outside, it's nothing but plasma and pink crystals and ultraviolet light. It's a black light system. So I found that fascinating. And I was going to tell the fellow to the left there. Hang on, I'll stop sharing.
There's a video you might have seen, or not seen, I don't know. I'll throw it out, the name of it out there. What are the stars? The reality of stars. And I think it's Ron Skiba that puts it out.
Yeah, I've been researching that with a bunch of amateur astronomers, and they send me the videos and we look at them. So part of that's due to the electromagnetic fields of the stars themselves, and the rest of it's collimation. And it causes.
Have you seen that Santelli guy?
Yeah.
He does a telescope. The Santelli. I mean, you're really going to appreciate that lens he built. It's just an old retired scientist, a homebody, and he reversed the eye lens, and it's picking up light beams. He can see everything. It's nuts.
Santelli, C-E-N-T-E.
S-A-N-T-E-L-L-I. Santelli telescope.
Yeah, I'll check him out.
He's he's Scottish or Irish European. He's not here in America. And another guy you'll really appreciate. He's an English guy who died 30 years ago. One of the things I find really funny is he levitated his house. His name is John Searle, S-E-A-R-L, John Searle. That guy
Searle,
levitated his house.
Yeah, the Seebeck effect.
Yeah, lifted it right off the ground. So I mean, if he could do that, and that's because he understood the law of the square, how everything's squared in a circle, which is what I'm talking about here. Is everything squared in a circle based on whole and half numbers, times and a half. Because if you times 1 by 1, it doesn't move. It doesn't create nothing. It doesn't create duality. It doesn't go into 2. Nothing happens. You don't get nothing.
Well, that's the thing, right? When you go to school for electricity and all that, and what they end up teaching you is they'll teach you the Gauss law, right? And they'll teach you that basically it's a spherical system, so you have static electricity and stuff, but they never teach you. They only teach you one side of the equation, right? Positive, negative goes, positive flows to negative to the ground, and that's it. You got a neutral wire for a conductor. You'll get a little bit of information about, line carrier waves and and how to balance out the phases and stuff, but you don't get the other side of it. That's all the positive side. That's all positive, hard material, copper, conductor, and a magnet. That's all you learn in school. They'll touch on dielectrics, but they don't go back the other way, because the dielectric field is actually more powerful than the positive electric field, because we're saturated in it, right? Salt water, we're dielectric.
I made a
gravity
glove.
keeps us up because our bones are made of calcium. So the electromagnetic field that keeps you standing is the negative magnetic field. It's not the positive.
I made gloves out of my understanding of these materials that you can wear on your hands, and I literally can feel the current course through me. And I had it the amount of palladium I have available to me is very little bit. It's not much, and 1.5 million amps, but it's permanent, and it's having a positive effect on my health. I've lost a lot of toxic weight because of this increase in the current. I don't wear it all the time now, but I'm aware of the fact that these things are touching, and I can feel their presence in the house even if I'm not in the room.
Yeah, just be careful when you start playing with that stuff. I mean, there was even one time I play with ball magnets, these little ball magnets all the time because I'm trying to figure stuff out. And I made a bracelet, or I think it was either a bracelet or a necklace, but I think a necklace out of them. I put it on, right, just while I was sitting there doing some research, and I fell asleep. And 8 hours later, I woke up with such a massive rip-roaring headache, you would not believe it. Because what happened was the magnets basically lined up the iron in my blood all in one direction, right? So you talk about a headache. When you magnetize your blood because the iron is all lined up, it'll really mess with you. So just be careful if you're playing with that kind of stuff. That's all. Just some advice. Yeah.
No, I've lost 120 pounds in the last 5-6 months.
Wow.
Yeah. I think
Crazy, yeah.
it's because of the change in vibrations, and it's forcing these things to break free from my intestines and flush.
Yep.
It's changing the vibrational state of my body. I mean, I got a lot of broken bones and stuff and arthritic pain, but I feel younger, and I feel healthier. But I'm still limited. But I feel better.
It's good too.
I
advise I advise people to learn what they can and about the dielectric field. And some people that suffer from blood pressure, like, this isn't medical advice. I'm not giving doctors advice, but I'm just saying that people that have high blood pressure and so forth, if you move to a zone on the map, the magnetic map, look at a magnetic map, and you can move to a zone that has a more of a negative field to it, and you'll feel your blood pressure will drop, right? Just because of the difference in the magnetic field. So it's relative to where you're at, right? And the magnetic field of the plane it's random. It's everywhere. There's high, lows.
Yeah,
it's not just north south. I mean, there's pockets of
I figured out how the problem with this is the understanding of how to tap into it. I mean, not to control it and store it, because it's permanent. So how do you store and transfer? I managed to create a induction station, and I think that's what it'll do. But you want to be able to use it and store it. You can't. I don't think you can. It just doesn't work in the same containing field. I don't believe you can do it that way. That's why Tesla had 2 towers. He had a negative and a positive tower. He had one tower where the coil turned clockwise and one tower turned with a counterclockwise turn. So one was receiving and one was sending.
Yeah, and they both one connected into an iron ore into the shale, and the other one was connected to water in the ground at the aquifer. And it was like he was in Sacramento, and I think there's a lot of salt in that water too. But so you need the dielectric.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Guys. I'm gonna have to take off, but I want to thank Karen and Sun and Moon Group for inviting me on. It's pretty cool listening to all this stuff I haven't really heard of before. I wish I could talk more on it, but I certainly don't really have much to offer.
It's more than a piece of land we're talking about here. So much, isn't it? And that's why
I'm
we've
really
gone
interested.
live, so that people can maybe a lot of people in the chat room know exactly what they're talking about, but some people don't, and it's going to be repeated. And you've got people like Matt, who also is researching and doing. It's just amazing, and we're all coming together. I think it's great. And Horry, who then can go around and spread the word.
I really think I've got to.
I want to thank Horry Sheet Show for showing up. And we have the link in the chat. I'll put it in there again. Subscribe to his channel. He does weekly and bi-weekly digests on the flat earth. He does a really good job of presentation. He also does work at home videos and how to get off the money slaver, how to make money at home. He also does research into astral projection. So stop on over to Horry's, check him out. Does a great job. We really appreciate him on our show today. So thanks so much, Horry.
Yes,
Thanks,
we do.
Billy. Thanks for that outro, Billy. I have a live thing I'm trying to do in just a few more subs. When I hit 1,000 subs, I'm going to be starting to do my own live stream stuff for the Flat Earth and the Think. And I'm going to kind of act as a think tank and all here, and maybe try to work on putting up my own billboard or some other sort of funding that we can all agree on and get some things actually going to spread the word.
I like your ideas.
If you can hook up with me on Facebook, I got some stuff. There's designs for a platform for a high altitude balloon with a rocket on it, and maybe some ideas about flat Earth cryptocurrency and that type of thing. So the Bitcoin.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, stuff
Horry,
like that. If you have something you want to share, email it. It's hard for me to keep up with everything on different sources, but Horry Sheet Show Productions. Horry Sheet Productions. If anybody has I like to put a song at the end of my shows. So if you make Flat Earth music, send in your song. I'll highlight it on the show. If you're doing any Flat Earth research, or you have something on your channel, or you just have some interesting news you found on another channel, I offer a shout out to people's channels for sending me the news that I didn't have to find. But the only other thing I want to say is my first live stream I think is going to deal with energy healing. So anybody interested in Reiki and energies like that, it's going to be you're going to learn something really freaking interesting. And that's all I got to say on it. So sub up.
Oh,
Horry,
thank you.
Horry, is that a Gmail account? The Horry
Yes.
Sheet Show Productions? Okay.
Just not show, Horry Sheet Productions.
Horry Sheet Productions, got it.
And also, you're a wrench on our live chat, aren't you?
Yes, I believe so. I was, I got wrenched up. Thanks.
It's a pleasure, Horry.
It was a pleasure speaking with you guys, and I hope to do it again, Karen. Thanks for the invite.
Yes, come back again, Horry.
And sorry to leave so soon. I told them before the live stream I'd been up for I think it's going on about 30 hours now. So I'm starting to just fall asleep on myself and get delirious. And I better go.
You're not allowed to get any sleep when you're a flat earther.
Oh, I do too much research. I tell you, I got 15 tabs open right now. I'm still watching the last live stream that you guys did. That was fantastic. I still have to watch it. So y'all take care. Have a great one.
Oh, bless you.
It's great.
Thank you. Bye. Matt?
Yeah,
Matt, I know that you...
Hey.
Do you want to talk for a few more minutes about anything now? Because Billy, Chris, me will listen. Go on then. You've got a few minutes because I know you love talking about things.
Yes, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do with what I know. I don't know what to do with what I know. I sit here just trying to hope somebody else can do something with what I know, because I can't do anything with it. I mean, it's not. I don't want to be sounding negative. I hate using can't. My way to be able to do these things is definitely blocked. They don't want it out there, so I'm limited on what I can and can't do with this. It's realistic.
Oh, I can use it for at least making a page within my website to actually use the information itself. The actual, well, yeah, the principles behind it, you know, make it even more visible, etc.
Yeah, no, that is a good point, and you're right, and that would be great. And it's just, it's like playing ping pong. I mean, really, and you understand there's a neutral point, and you got two sides fighting each other, and all the numbers have a color, and it's a massive war. It's insanity. It's insanity because the further into the things you go, the further you start questioning everything. What the hell is even real? What is real? You tell me what's solid and physical. What's real?
Yeah, so far I think we are in between two flowers.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. And I think yeah, or a fishbowl, two fish bowls, right? You got one opening on each fish bowl. You put them together, you got a figure eight, right?
Yeah.
I think that middle point is the sun in the sky. I don't think the sun in the sky moves at all. I started a hobby. I started sun gazing about 4 months ago. I'm getting to a point where I can stare into the sun 5-10 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
Some tribes would go weeks and months without physically eating any food, but just sun gazing.
Yeah. That's
because they're
enough.
drawing. Huh?
That's food enough.
Right. Exactly. And what I'm seeing now that I'm able to look long enough to see something is I'm seeing purple and blue light spectrums when I look into the sun. I'm seeing elliptical light. I'm seeing spectrums of blue and purple going around each other in the sun. That's the best, easiest way I can tell you. It looks like two light balls. Two forces of energy are rotating around each other inside that circle we call the sun. When I stare into it long enough, I can see purple and blue rotating spectrum of light. I find that really weird. That's definitely not in school. So in numerology, when you start talking on generical terms, we're living in the land of the Red Dead redemption, right? You got to redeem yourself from hell. See that? We're living in hell.
Yeah.
Earth is hell. Red Dead Redemption, Ra and the Radians. You get, and that would be Zeus and Enlil. And you get your eagle and your lightning bolts, right? And then on the other side of the coin, you got Poseidon and Odin and the waterways and the trident and the current of the water. You got this battle going on between the two energies. One's a consuming force and one is self-sufficient, self-reliant. And one's trying to destroy the other.
Yeah.
And that's the war that is taking place on Earth. Yeah, and the created point. You got these two opposing forces fighting each other down into density that we call Earth. Down a rabbit hole into this plane that we call Earth. Everything is a moving state of atom. There's nothing that's not atom. You're made in the image of atom. And then the Bible starts talking about in Proverbs 30. Read Proverbs 30. That's in the middle of the book. You should know God's name by then. Because God is not a name, it's a title word. And Lord's not a name, it's a title. And Father's not a name, it's a title. Creator's a title. All those words are title. They're not a name. They're not personal. And Proverbs 30 specifically says name. It doesn't say title. It says know my name. And the book of, and the generics behind, if you've never read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, which is pre-Bible, and Thoth talks about the power of naming things. When you have the ability to name the thing, then you have the ability to understand it. And if you can name all things, then you know all things. We have a hard time trying to do things that are new, and it's not because, and it's because of fear, the fear of the unknown. So we are stuck. We don't move because of the unknown. It glues us down because we can't name it. We don't know what its name is. It's unknown.
Yeah.
So the key to figuring things out is asking questions and figuring out the names.
Yeah, well, you're not alone anymore now, Matt.
Yeah, no, I know. Getting
I
popular
know
is getting
that
crazy.
there's a couple of people in the group. Wilson's another one that's just got masses of information sitting there in his head.
Yeah.
And then just, but did you get hold of Daniel? Did Daniel call you today?
No, my
We will
house is
sort
chaotic
that
at
out.
the moment.
We need to sort that out, Matt, because we want to do our video club with some of your work this time round. So we're hoping to get that together, aren't we, Matt?
Listen, I'm mad because I just spent 5 hours doing a 25-minute animated slideshow and the damn thing that wouldn't work. I couldn't get it put together, and I'm pissed. So I'm just taking a breather from that right now. I'm kind of burnt. I had a lot of time in it, and there's a lot of wasted energy, and I'm so angry about that.
Frustrating. Hey, Series,
Yeah.
I've just seen the chat room. It's tomorrow, I think. It's your birthday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already 12 o'clock? Or?
It's not done.
For me, so I'm already.
Oh, who's kicking the bucket?
Andy.
Sounds like somebody kicked the bucket.
Yeah, already 12 o'clock. 10 to 1.
Sure.
So is it your birthday now, Series?
That's how I feel the verse.
My time it is.
Oh, happy
I see the
birthday,
flower.
Series.
Happy birthday. Yeah, right on.
I see flower power.
Born at what is it? 8:55. So.
I'm
Still
not
a
going to
few hours.
sing because I can't sing, but happy birthday, Series. Big fat. I'll give you a hug afterwards or when we finish a screen hug. When we finished our hangout.
Way too complex, just a day.
Yeah. We live in 24 hours at the same time, at different times. That's indeed just where the clock is, or the sun, I guess.
So working on your birthday, Series.
Yeah, it's all about location, I guess, huh? The time and your location.
Yeah, it's
That
tomorrow still for me, but it's today for you. Weird that. The time differences and everything. Well, we'll talk a bit more about that in a minute because I don't know if Matt's staying that much longer. But Matt, you're not alone anymore. You've got people like Chris and Series who'll understand what you're going on about.
No, this stuff's so like, no, okay, I don't. My wife's like, why do you feel alone? She's not. No, I'm talking about this information, Kelly. Yeah, she gets it. I mean, she's around it a lot. You get it. But society, is what we're talking about, Kelly.
I feel alone too.
Yeah.
So I figured it's time for our work. And I figure if we have a kind of principle, what you show there, we can actually apply the principle.
I'm, because Do those pictures go through, or are you not able to see them?
Yes, we can see them. They're on the screen right now.
No, the links to the pictures, I can't get to the pictures because I need to have access, and I mailed an access to your account to get access to the files because it's a Google
We can
Drive.
see them. They're a bit small, but we can see them on the screen.
Yeah.
You want to talk about with those then, Matt?
Oh.
What's
Yeah.
happening?
Basically, the best thing I know how to actually get the images digitalized is through a scanner. Somewhere at a print shop or something.
Got the laptop yesterday or today, so he's just getting used to his laptop. It's much better than the phone, Matt.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sending you sequencing numbers now, series. I'm putting them. I'm uploading them now.
Uploading it. Through the Hangout.
Yeah.
Try my Facebook.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, these are.
I could have gave these. I'm like I act when somebody causes an action, you know. Knee jerk. If that happens. All right, send us some. Yes.
Hey, happy birthday, dear Sirius.
Yay!
Did they come through?
I won't sing to you, but I'll play it for you. There you go.
Nice.
That was very sweet of you, Chris.
Yeah, thank you. The links come through, but I can't access it because I need access from you within the Google Drive. I sent you a request to get access, and probably I get that through mail.
Karen.
Through okay. Email? Through my email?
Yeah. I don't know.
Billy, you wanted to say something?
Karen, put the
Yes?
chat on slow, will you? Put it on slow mode.
Well, it's almost at slow mode, if you understand what I mean. So I've got to go back in and do it. You lot just carry on while I just go in and do it then. Matt, keep talking.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm going over to Gmail right now to check my email.
It's your Google Drive itself.
Oh yeah, I see you. Okay. Yeah.
I've just got to find where it is, Billy.
Okay, no problem. We're handling it, sort of. They some of the people in chat are recommending it for right now, so that's all.
I'm down quite a lot. I remember doing it, but I don't know where to do it right now. Yeah, I don't know where to go. So what's happening, by the way? It's gone a bit quiet in the
Karen,
talk.
Just
Yeah.
click the 3 dots on the top of your live chat screen. Should do it.
Yeah.
And then put it on slow mode.
Is manage moderators, participants, pop-up chat, toggle timestamps. Is that it then? Come on. It's not doing anything. I'll have to sort this out maybe for the next hangout then, if I can't do it right now.
No problem.
Where to do it? I've done it before, but I don't actually know how to. I don't know how to do it right now. Manage broadcast. What's happening? Sorry, on the live chat because it's gone a bit quiet.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
trying
just
to.
constant troll bombarded right now. So,
Right. Everybody's trying to do something. Sales ads. Great highlight. I don't see where it is. I thought it would be with the chat.
Yeah, you could keep presenting or something, Chris, or talk or sing a song or. Yeah, folks, we're sorry about this.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, it was
interlude music.
Yeah.
I know. It's already dirty. I already used it. Is that working, Epi?
You trying to show something, Matt?
Rock. I'm trying to transfer a file to him.
Can't you make it directly? Yeah.
I'm just not sure how to do it while we're live, by the way, Billy. Hear me? I think it's interrupted everything. I think we should just carry on and have to sort this out for next time.
Let me pay attention to the chat then, and you guys just carry on. Do the best we can do.
Really sorry. I'm just trying to touch anything because we're live. And I've done it before when we were live, but not this way because it's been done through Google. Oh, hang on, this control room.
I'm getting the mail to be allowed or something, and then I'm opening the link from the mail, and then I'm getting the same page to get the allowance, and I have to request for allowance again. So there are several requests by now.
Karen, go to your live dashboard within your chat module and click settings, select enable slow mode.
I've got to go to my channel.
Go to your live dashboard within your chat module.
Yeah.
Click on settings. Select enable slow mode.
Right. Well, I don't see it quite like that on my live. My I don't see it like that. Oh, settings. Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, folks, I'm gonna have to take a jump out here too. I got someone coming in the door here now too as well. So, but it's been an excellent
Chris.
chat. Great to meet everybody and talk to you, Matt, and hopefully we'll chat again. So,
That's brilliant. Sorry, Chris. I'm all over the place now. I think I'll have to just sort this out at the end of the hangout. It's just ruining the hangout. So, I mean, we have been on
And
for a couple of hours today. Do you think the chat room, if we want to stay on a bit longer, Billy? Because there's still 67
It's
people
up to
there.
you, Mum. It's up to you, Mum.
Matt, are you staying a bit longer? Has Matt gone?
Yeah.
I think he's
I think
frozen.
he froze up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
uploading something.
Oh, okay. So, okay,
Yeah.
we'll stay on for a bit longer. You want to go, Chris? Thank you for showing the other stuff. And what do you think about Matt's work then? What he's
Well, it's great. Yeah, the numbers, and he's got a handle on the numbers, and then hopefully we can connect and help him figure some of that out. Bring it down to something applicable, right? Applications, and that's what we're problem solve. So, carry forward. So
on this ongoing research that you're in.
ongoing research. Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing that's really got me is when we were talking, you were talking the other day that we're actually living in a gyroscope. The whole of where we live is a gyroscope.
Yeah, it's all centered. Yeah, yeah. It's once people get their heads around it, it all comes down to the center of mass and vectors and velocity, and so it's just mass and velocity. Light creates matter, and it's all density and to a single point. But once it hits that point, it just turns around, and goes back the other direction. So
yeah, so I'm learning every day with this that we're doing. Every day it's there's something new that you've given me. Yeah, it's quite amazing. Even to the sun being on the outside and the way that the light's back to front and just about everything's back to front.
yeah, nothing's quite what you think it is. Yeah, exactly.
Just yeah, everything's back to front.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, and once I get it, I'll do another run through of the model there. It's I've been doing testing on it now for a week, and it will reproduce in the 3D model. It'll reproduce anything now using Ceres' map. We did that last night, and today mapped it to the magnetic fields and scaled everything proper. And as soon as I did the scaling of the atmospherics to the magnetic field itself, based on the 4 pillars, then I instantly was able to get the red moon, the blood moon, the eclipses, and everything worked out just perfect when I started rotating things around. So I got to do some testing on it, but so far it's looking good. There's nothing that can't be reproduced in that 3D model as a good working model to help explain things to people. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and you've been working really hard, haven't you, with all your simulations and everything.
Yeah. So that's the goal, is to get a good working model that you can do a quick run through and have something that you can explain to people that they can get their heads around and make sense, right? So,
yeah, hopefully people are starting to understand what you're going on about. Understand, or even that you're even going on about this stuff.
And this is only one half of the story. You have
Yeah.
also the inwards or outwards. It depends on how you actually look at it. You're gonna morph the land into the fields of where it actually is, because the Earth itself is a field. Chris told about how the moon and the sun, for example, have their analemma because they're in that particular donut field of how the toroid field works, and that's probably in where we are as well. So the reality part of the 3D just gets bended through the 4th dimension by closing the circle, and then you have the 5th dimension as well. What builds up the donut, the toroidal field. And from there, it's building on to the next level of probably the same. chain of toroids, as I can see. And it's we one direction of the field. And so far, I figured it could be even inwards to the field. So that part gets even twisted back into the other side of the field in that sense.
Yeah.
And going out of the inside of the fifth dimensional donut, and then you get into the toroidal field, and then you get into the next level of the chain of the toroidal fields. And maybe even a sun and moon system out there for each particular realm.
Yeah, I got a little bit, some more work to do on it, but we're almost there as far as a tangible model that you can walk people through one step at a time and build it from the ground up, and it'll make logical, step by step. So get pretty close.
Well, your guitar playing got a thumbs up, Chris. So.
Oh, the guitar playing, yeah, just an interlude, yeah, exactly, yeah.
I've changed the mode, Billy.
Good.
Yeah.
But I couldn't do it on what I'm on now because it's a totally different admin panel. So I have changed it. Whether it's working or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I was fortunate back, when it was around 2011, 2012, I was able to go to Berkeley there for a 12-week course to study with Steve Vai. So I studied with him for a semester. But I had been playing for 20 years before that, but just had the opportunity to learn some new licks and tricks from him in person was cool. So
yeah.
No, it didn't work. Go to your live dashboard.
So, anyway, you guys have a good night. I got to take off here. So
okay, Chris.
Yeah, sorry. Let's just say goodbye to Chris. Bye, Chris. Thank you so much.
Yes, Chris.
Right.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate
See you
it.
tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
It's organised today, aren't we, guys? Billy, we're going to keep talking about it right now. It's just going to be like I will do it afterwards. I don't get the same things come up on my panel that I do on the other. So
Okay, if you get it. I don't understand it, but other people who have channels that run live streams, they do. They say you have a live dashboard, and within the chat module, click settings and select enable slow mode.
In the chat module, not in the main scheduler. There's a particular box. What is the chat? And there
I've done that. I've changed it.
In the chat itself. All right.
Yeah, on the other one. This is what I was just explaining to people.
You need to be on the Google page to do it, not in the chat itself. Okay.
Well, in the Hangout right now, and I don't know what to do now because I can't get in there, like you say, and I just think we should be doing this after we finished.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah. Most of our guests have gone now. Do you think that we've been going for 2 3/4 hours? I think. Do you think it's a good time to end today because we're struggling with the chat room and.
Yeah, Karen, it's your call. We really appreciate you folks hanging in there, and we're sorry about this. A lot of channels get it. We'll work it out, and we'll have it figured out. And we did have a good discussion. We appreciate Preston. Preston came on and did an excellent job with his moon picks. Matt Jerome did a really good job with sacred geometry and word association. And then Horry Sheet Show. We want to thank Horry for stopping in. And he gave our channel a big shout out, and we're trying to get his channel built up a little bit. So stop by and give Horry some support. He does a really good job of the flat earth. He does a weekly digest, bi-weekly digest, catches up the latest trends in flat earth, and he's a super nice guy. He was a little tired today. He's been doing hangouts and stuff, trying to promote his channel, and just he's a friend of our channel, and so.
And also, you know, we're a community as well, aren't we? That's the point. Like, we're doing research. Be a community to bring people together. I keep saying it, but that's what it's about. It's about all of us, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, Matt, we've been going for 2 3/4 hours now. We thought about ending the hangout in a minute.
Yep.
Yeah. I lost those feed.
Series, do you want to come back with Billy and have a hug?
I don't have Series. Are you on my Facebook?
Yeah. The meter, the blue hippie.
Well, say hi. You know. I got too many people in there. I only talk to people who talk to me.
Yeah,
That's how that works.
Talk to you, don't I, Matt?
You know what I mean? I can send you the files over your Facebook Messenger so easy.
Yeah.
I got them all uploaded on my Facebook. And on my Instagram.
So wait a minute. It's 12:16. It's 1:16 in Holland right now, right?
Yep.
So it is officially your birthday then, Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's 7:16 right now, which is 7 and 7, which is 14, which is 1 and 4, which is 5.
There you go.
Yes, it's
39 and
birthday.
listen, Series 39 and holding, right?
And 45.
Oh,
that's funny. That's funny. Series, watch this. I will be 36 in 30 days.
36. One less, one more.
and my birthday adds up to 36 on August 18th, August 18th, 2017. It adds up to 36.
7. I have 27, 72. It's all 7s and 2s.
Well, that's really 18 if you think about it, because 7 and 2 is 9, and that's still 18. And then that's 9. Your number is 9.
All right. Yeah.
The sum of all your numbers is 9.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
What's the sum of all your numbers? The personality of your birthday is 9.
Which means then, Matt?
Also 8:55 in the morning.
Well, that's 18. That's 9 and 9. That's 99. And 1 and 8 is 9.
Yeah, all 9s. And everything and then nothing. I'm a nobody.
Right. And mine is the same way. I was born August 18th, 1981, and those numbers are 36. 3 and 6 is 9. And I was born at 7:55 a.m., which is 17, which is 8. Very weird. And on and on. Blue Hill's 8 letters. Blue Hills, blue mountain, and blue is a news color, blue. Very weird. Went on the roam for a very long time. I was wandering 30 states. I was 10 years homeless, 2 years in prison, and 4 years I was in the upper 6 figures into 7 figures. Straight by commission only. That means if I didn't sell something, I didn't make no money. So for 2 years, I was in 7 figures because I was selling.
Yeah, that's the whole job, huh?
I had a door-to-door job. I was cold call sales. It's the hardest thing in the country to do. And I was in the Presidential Masters Club my first year out the gate. I received a presidential award for mastery of communication skills. I was acknowledged by Guaranteed Trust in Life in 2008. I had the highest conversion rate in the company, and they had 250 agents. My first year out, I had a conversion rate of 90-something%, which means I could get which in layman's terms, that really all that really means is that out of 90-something people out of 100, I can get them to change their mind about something. That's all it means. That's all that means. I can get people to change their mind about shit 90 times out of 100.
9 out of 10, yeah.
90-something. So let's say you have a insurance policy with a competitor. That means I can walk in the door even though you have an existing policy, and I can get you to cancel your policy and buy mine 90 times out of 100. That's what conversion means. I can convert somebody to a different belief system 90-something times out of 100.
So far, I figured I need a plaque on my door that as soon as somebody want to sell something at the door, then they're actually then I am actually them asking them to pay me for the time I'm actually at the door.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
And ringing my doorbell is the actual confirmation of my contract.
Yeah, corporations use Halian dialect to get us to make decisions. They use emotions to control our thinking. That's what salesmen are taught, is how to do it. They're not taught what it means or anything, they're just taught techniques on how to do it. They use different words to describe the same thing. Like ABC, always be selling, that's referring to a triangle. Problem, action, solution, see? Create a problem, present the solution. So you're controlling two sides of the triangle, trying to get the third point to come to you.
Yeah, the only reason I have an insurance extension for my house is because of the whole sanitation process, because that's normal.
Oh, I didn't sell homeowners. I sold nursing home insurance. I didn't sell health insurance or homeowners insurance or car insurance or any of that other crap. I sold nursing home insurance. That's the hardest sale in the country, is to get a 30-year-old to buy a nursing home insurance policy.
I'm sure that is at that age.
The reason for that age, because the age, according to when you know how their numbers work and how they apply logic to a situation, this is what they do. 18 to 36 is the same age and the same price. So if you get nursing home insurance at 18 or you get it at 36, your monthly premiums are going to be the same. They're in the same group. And then your rates start increasing every 5 to 6 years after that. So somebody coming into the program at 60, they're paying an arm and a leg for the same program. And when you start earlier, your rates are locked in. The younger you start, the cheaper your premiums are. For benefits starting at 60, you're going to be paying 5 times what somebody at 20 is going to be paying. So it's in the long run, with this policy, the cool thing, the reason why I believed in the product I was dealing with, and that's why I was good at my job, because I believed in it. It had, for the people that had that particular product, you could write it off as a tax deduction. And if you didn't use the program, if you didn't have to use any benefits from it, all the money you paid in through the life of the policy was returned to the family to pay for funeral expenses. So for a business owner, that was a good tax deduction. And it was a way to protect your home and your business from state seizure when you can't pay for your nursing home or home health care. Time and time and again, people and their families lose their homes because they can't afford to a medical accident, and the state will take your property to pay for your health care. And you go and talk to people in state-run nursing homes, they don't even have their check. They don't get their check. It's all taken from them, and they're fed, and they're left with like $50 a month to pay for laundry soap and stuff to wash your butt. They don't. It's ridiculous. They take everything. They take all your asset.
Yeah. Because that's the weakest moment, huh?
Right. And so that's why I really believed in what I was doing at that time, because these young farmers, they're starting families and stuff. You know, this is the way to protect your assets and leave behind something to your kids. You start breaking down numbers. 80% of people died by the age of 72. That means 36 is middle age. Not 55. Not 100. You know, people don't die at 110.
Isn't that nice? They want you to work to 67 and you get 5 years of retirement.
Wasn't
Yeah.
100
Right.
given in the Bible?
What's that?
Wasn't 120 given in the Bible?
Yes, we were punished. I can't exactly remember technically why, but it had to do with environment and the flood and Yahweh cutting the lifespan. There's something in the genes, the genomes. There's a gene that was cut off to cut a lifespan short.
70 years, 70 years.
So I'm just on 1/3.
And then if someone lives to 80, at the most, that's what it says in the Bible. 70, so that's 70 years.
Yeah. And the national average is 72. And that was in 2008. You know, when you just see the outlying links, when you know that crop dust in the air with aluminum, and you know aluminum causes autism and asthma when you breathe it in, and it causes genetic defects, and then you know fluoride is the byproduct from producing aluminum. I mean, everything's tied together. Aluminum and fluoride, they're what they spray in the air and what they put in the water, air and sky, water and air. They poison the air and they poison the water.
You know, these organoids and an extension of that in a particular sense, the cloudbuster.
Yeah.
We actually realize how it works. We can actually make it work.
Yeah, I know how to induce it. I know how to make it. I know how to create the electricity. I know how to do that. If that's what you're asking.
No, it's more out of the crystals themselves. The organoid itself is actually the neutralizer of the fields. So you lay a lot of organoids around a mast, a telephone mast, and you get less harming frequencies from that.
Well, I wear. I took a piece of threaded pipe, a piece of iron threaded pipe, just like rebar, and it's hollow, and I wrapped a piece of copper coil around it, piece of wire, copper, type, you know, symmetrical, even count, double count, go up the whole thread and come back evenly, double bind. And then I inserted palladium in the middle of it, and I would keep that in my pocket. I'm telling you, look into more Morgellons. That's coming from HARP and this 5G Wi-Fi that's coming out. Morgellons. They're using antimatter to charge these new phones.
Yeah, I wonder would it actually work against the what is it? A blue beam projection, because you're actually making a gap in it. The cloudbuster is you have an organoid in the bottom in a bucket, and out of there you have several copper tubes angled straight up, and you have several of those set up to actually have a cone upwards, and you don't have the clouds above you. No chemtrails, all those stuff doesn't work then.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's one thing what came across out of my past of free energy search. But Argonite, the
Look
principle
into
of
the copper. The copper is the understanding of copper itself is the secret right there. Copper and gold, and it's more copper than it is gold in this equation. Copper has an energy of its own. Copper field energy. And the field energy, and the field energy of it does not like the field energy of it does not like the field energy of palladium. The two come in contact, and you're forcing them to react through a piece of iron. So you're magnetizing the iron, and you're binding the copper to the iron. So you're causing these three elements to react to each other, and it's creating a permanent state of confusion and static. It's an induction point. It's inducing electricity and vibration permanently. And then you take that field, then you contain that field inside of a container of iodized salt water, like you were saying earlier, to create an induction battery. And you're just drawing the electricity right out of the water.
Hey, artist.
Hey, everybody.
Artist has come on for, well, we were going to go, and now Matt and Series have carried on talking, and Artist has come on for 10-20 minutes. Artist, Matt, Artist.
Hey, Matt.
Hi. Yeah. Yeah. Again, you guys check out my Facebook page. You know, I store all my photos on my gallery on Facebook, and you know, I do a lot of animated video art showing how these things compile into and composite our reality. It builds everything in compression stages and spherical numbers.
Can you put the link of your Facebook channel in the chat so I can find it quicker?
Karen, can you give him a link to my YouTube? I can't figure out how to use my laptop yet.
Yeah, I'll send him something from your YouTube now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and because especially on my YouTube, make sure you get, subscribe so you'll see I have hundreds of videos that I talk about all kinds of different angles on this, because I know a wide scope of different things that we're not really talked about. I mean, etymology, color of numbers, personality, positive, negative influences of each number, and how they form shapes of our reality. Nobody knows this crap. I mean, it's not crap, but it's how everything is built. Mm-hmm. And when you know how everything is built, then you know your place, and this changes you. Like you're saying, when you understand flat Earth, it changes you. Yes, it changes you because you realize your place and your position, and you're not lost, and you know what you are, and you know where you came from, and you know where you're going, because you have your compass.
Yeah. When you know how it all works, then you can know a lot more also about the history of the human civilizations.
Exactly. Oh, there it is. I figured out how to do this. I couldn't get the chat, but there it is. All right, so there's a link to my YouTube channel.
Right.
I just sent it to him. It's black. You're black. I've sent it to him, Matt.
Yeah, that wasn't my channel. That was a slide clip somebody else does that I show people a lot. I'm sorry, I forgot to. That right there is a video showing how the law of 9 works.
It's black, Matt.
That's
okay. I just checked out Horry's channel. He's only 30 subs away from having a 1,000 subs.
What?
So, if you haven't subbed the Horry Sheet Show, please take time. The link is in the chat. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh yeah, click bell to actually get a notification of his show every time.
Where the hell? Why is that?
You have to unpresent. You have to do some. What does he have to do, Series? Because he's black.
I don't know.
Screen's black.
The signal is just dropping down, and that his video just go through.
Oh.
Well,
my Matt's fiddling around.
Wi-Fi or cable? Probably Wi-Fi. That's mostly Wi-Fi.
I also have a question. When I was watching the live hangout, I could type something in the chat, but my screen was black all the time. And it was last time I visited a hangout. Also, my screen was the screen of the hangout was black, and I only saw the chat rolling by. So the chat
Yeah,
was
your
working.
screen's black as well. If I present you, your screen's black.
Yeah, strange.
Dus je kunt
Maybe some YouTube box or something, because it was saying in the text my HTML5.
Sorry, baby. I'm just trying to figure out how this works.
My HTML5 wasn't working, so I checked if it was. So I checked if it was working, and it was working. So
yeah, I gotta go take care of a couple things and run an errand or two. I'm gonna have to bounce out, you guys. I just try to come back in. Karen's got access to my YouTube. She knows how to get it on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I've sent it to artists anyway, Matt.
Okay, great.
Yeah, make sure, especially the video that I call Water and Numbers. I just show the. I'm at an understanding where I realize a lot of what we call fairy tales, they're not even real. They are. It's word algebra. It's word math. There's mathematical formulas. A lot of these biblical stories are word math and mathematical equations. And the video Water and Numbers, I go through and name out each one for what they are and how it works. That's a great one. Also, anything to do with, I think it's a double video, because YouTube only lets me do 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So
that can change if you have your channel a bit longer on YouTube, and you don't have any things that you did wrong for a while. So if your status is clean and you are longer than I think after a couple of months, you can upload longer videos. That was also the case when I had the channel. The first year I couldn't only could upload videos till about 15 minutes, and after a year, if my status was okay by YouTube's findings, I could upload videos as long as I want to.
Good to know. Yeah, so Man the Experience and Body Rant and Fundamental Reality Check, those 3 videos are all interrelated about how your body and your eyes relate to the physical world around you. Like you're talking to a child who knows nothing. I just literally break it down in those 3 videos to how everything works. And I use funny words for my titles so that I don't get picked up on so much. Like soapbox talk, because everything's in a box, you know. So I don't know. That's just the words just randomly come into my head when I decide what to name these videos. I don't give it really no second thought.
to actually live stream it.
Yeah, live streaming, and then the YouTube videos too. But I put everything. I try to cross everything and put everything on all spots. You know, so it's cross-app marketing or whatnot. I'm using chaos theory, and in my way of thinking with this, and what that understanding is that you can put multiple tuning forks. It's called people tuning forks. You take many people and you put them in a room, and you go in the middle of the room and you tell something to the one person in the middle of the room, but you don't whisper to him. You tell that one person really loud, and then you leave.
Yep.
Hey Matt, what's the link to your YouTube channel again?
I'm gonna try it again up here. Let me see.
Or just type something in the chat so the people can sub
Yeah,
to you.
you're black to me. That everybody's seeing you in black, Matt.
Can you see me on the chat spot side over there?
Yeah.
That bottom one's linked to my YouTube channel.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah, I've got. I'm just starting to get people to subscribe, and it's all word of mouth on that. And I mean, I got more following on Facebook because it's more interactory, and I could talk to people live and stuff. So I got 5,000 followers over there, and I administer a lot of groups. I'm involved with like 1,300 groups worldwide with this work. I'm all over. So I'm all over the place, but it's hard to when it comes to my own my YouTube channel. I mean, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing with it. It's a way to store things. Also, check out on my liked playlist because I store all the videos that I watch that I think are pertinent or important or hidden knowledge that everybody in the world should know. I keep track of that stuff. I have over 2,400 stored videos on my list.
I think I have almost the same amount.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at this for a long time, and I've only had internet. You know, I've always grew up with the idea of asking questions and getting knowledge and wisdom instead of trying to read books and become and have wisdom and knowledge. It's backwards. You got to ask questions to have growth.
Yeah, of course.
So I never stopped asking questions. I left school at 14, and away we went. And about 2 years ago, I said, you know what? I'm tired of everybody calling me crazy. I'm just going to write down what I know and prove it. Yeah. My attitude changed about it, and now it's people are freaking out because they can't prove me wrong.
Yeah, that's what I also see when if I in the beginning you have some idea of how it works. And after a while, you have your whole story complete and fit it together like a puzzle. And then you can present it to other people from your perspective, but you have all the stories, right? And you have all the things to present to them to prove you are right about those things. And you can back it up with actual facts or with photos and that sort of things.
Yeah, I got to run to the store. Demetrius, I'll send those to you when I get back. It won't take me very long. Mm-hmm. It's all stored. I mean, you'll probably be able to do some amazing shit with a computer if you can do things like you're saying. Because it's really hard trying to compile this shit out of your head. Mm-hmm. It really, really is. And then your mind gets lost in the lines. You get lost in the lines. Yeah. Really, it's just one line.
Well, it's always good to present your story, especially on YouTube, with some pictures to back it up. That always.
Yeah.
But some people are, they don't want to listen to a person talking for hours, and they want to also see some pictures of proof or some text or some links for proof of your story, and that always gives your story more credibility for most people.
Absolutely. I gotta go run to the store with my wife before the store closes. She's getting angry with me.
Okay.
Okay, Matt, I've enjoyed your company once again.
Hang on, Matt, I'm coming back.
I'll chat back in a little bit. It'll be a little bit.
I'm not sure how long we're going to be on for.
I'll talk next time because this will be a while. It's going to be a while. It'll be longer than that.
You came on, and now you know you're not alone. There's other people you can talk to about all this stuff that's in your head.
Yeah. You're always welcome.
It's crazy. Yes. I want to do an animated movie with all my art. I have over 500 pieces of art.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd like to do an animated clip show or something.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And you know who can help you with that?
Literally go from
twice as much as on videos.
I understand each layer in reality, and we should be making animated videos demonstrating all the layers and how it all composites into one picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I've been trying to do with my little 1-minute clips. If you look on my wall, that's all Facebook will allow is 30-picture clip shows. So, and I haven't found any programs that I'm able to use yet that I like. or do exactly what I want. I don't know the language that I'm looking for. It's very complicated stuff. I don't get it. It's outside of me.
Yeah.
You better go though, Matt.
Yes, I have to go. So you guys have a good evening.
Right.
Thank you
You
so
too,
much,
Matt.
and we'll
Take
see
care.
you. Yeah.
Yes, we'll be again soon. Have a good evening, guys.
Have a
Okay,
good,
Matt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
good evening.
Bye. You're welcome, guys. Have a good evening.
Hugs for Matt. Hugs for Matt.
Yay. I have a Karen. I have a video problem when I'm watching a hangout like yours. Now it works. The stream. I have a black. The video is all black. Only the chat messages on the right appear, and then I can see them. But
Hey.
the screen is black all the time. And he's saying an HTML5 problem for some sort of reason.
It's a nice little kitty.
Yeah, cool.
Sorry, excuse me, artist. Series has got a few kittens, haven't you, Series?
Yeah, they're coming downstairs nowadays.
Did you get them for your birthday? Because on the Facebook it was your birthday.
On my birthday, they come down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had them since January, since beginning of June.
Yeah.
They're now in the 6th week.
Cool. But
Artist, I had that problem. I think maybe just go to your properties and clear out all the deleted files and stuff. Try that first of all. Clean a disk.
for
Catched, and it won't let you see it.
yeah, it's strange because if I watch YouTube videos or I watch a live stream movie, everything works, and this works also fine. And only and I had that problem a month or two ago, and then the next day it was gone. So it's strange.
Well, we probably will go shortly, but is there anything you want to talk about? Why? Because you've come on now.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to share?
I wanted to share that I'm on holiday next week.
Yeah, no artist for a week.
Yeah, no artist for a week. And I'm offline because I don't have a cell phone or how do you say, a smartphone or that sort of things. I only have internet and a house phone, and that's it. So I'm off the grid for a week, and I'm
You may as well say where you're going. You're going to a forest, aren't you,
yeah,
artist?
forest nearby, and we call it the Black Forest, and the Schwarze Wald in German. The Schwarze Wald. It's called in German, and I'm going with a tent and a backpack and just camp in the woods for a week and off the grid.
Oh,
It's cute.
A scary little brother. Oh.
Yeah. And they're really small.
Series is a daddy. How many kittens did you have, Series?
3 of them.
All right. Cool. So are you
keeping?
Yeah.
I'm probably keeping
keeping
this scary one. Yeah, he's the only male. And I have 3 other females, so yes. To me, a little boy again.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you like him then?
Yeah, it's he's very cute, very cat. How do you say the cat out of looking the cat out of the tree or something?
Yeah. Is he investigating everything? Because my neighbor also had some small cats in the beginning of the year.
He's exploring.
Yeah,
he's the scariest one so far.
Well, I hope you don't have a lot of things that could break in your house, like glass faces on stools or something, because they will get on everything, on your drawers, on your window things, and on your So you have
I
to
already,
secure everything that it won't fall down. Because my neighbor had small cats. They were just born in the beginning of this year. And they were all over the place and they broke a lot of his stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, and that's what your cats do. They climb on everything. Especially when you're not around.
Yeah. So did you like my pyramid videos then, Artis?
Yeah, they were very cool. I've watched.
Were they?
Yeah. Yeah, big thumbs up. And also, tomorrow I'm going to a flea market to search for nice things because it's a flea market season in my area. We have almost every week we have a couple of flea markets. They sell all kinds of things, and last week I bought an old vase, a very nice old vase with almost Arabic painting on the face. So that was very cool. And I like secondhand stuff. I think 90% of my house is all secondhand stuff. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for that, Artis.
so far, 2/3 of the filling of my house is actually from 2 other people.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like to reuse old stuff because why not?
Yeah, the point is that they already moved out.
All right.
Their stuff is still.
So you could
So
keep
you use the storehouse.
Yeah. So you could keep the stuff or not? Could you keep the stuff?
Yeah, well, I don't know what you want to do with woman clothing and such.
Oh
but
no. Well, have a yard sale. Have a yard sale in the summer. It's now the time and place for yard sales. So all women's clothes half price.
Anyway, should we conclude this hangout tonight then, guys? Artis is away for a week. Oh, let's have a look at Ceres' kitten. Oh, Ceres.
The kitten show.
See that?
Wait, show it. Show the picture. I'm struggling
Yeah, this one is really struggling.
to show the picture. There we are.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, well,
A tabby.
Well, a lot of flat earthers now have cats. Patricia has cats. Ceres has cats. But
Anyway,
most flat earth.
on that note, guys, really happy birthday to Ceres. Hope he has a really lovely day.
Yeah.
And so we'll be back on Ceres' birthday later on.
Well, I'm making.
You mind, Ceres?
Yeah, I will send you. I'm working on a nice birthday card for you, and then I will send it on Facebook.
Oh, lucky Ceres. Anyway, we have a birthday hug for Ceres.
Yay!
Hey!
Have a great
And a hug for the chat room and Flat
Yes.
Earth.
yeah.
Thank you so much for
Yeah.
putting up with us tonight.
Yeah.
We'll straighten things out. It was still a good hangout overall.
Yeah.
And
We'll have to have a look in a minute.
the people
I'll
were
have to
were very fast with the wrenches to delete all those trollers. We had a big troller attack. I think maybe NASA sent them to us or something.
Yeah, we got trolled pretty hard tonight, but
Yeah.
there's been nights like that. But anyways, we thank all the moderators. We thank all the people for coming.
Thank you all the people in the chat room,
Yeah,
all the
thank you,
rangers for
everybody.
doing that.
Yeah, it was great.
Stop by again. We're still working on the model. We learn more about the toroidal
Yes, I just
electromagnetic
want to
fields.
announce that Thursday night we've got Martin Leakey, Nathan Oakley, and
Oh,
Gary coming on to talk a bit about the Leamington Spa picnic at the weekend.
oh.
and a bit about the conference again, because obviously Nathan's helping. So they'll be on tomorrow. So that's really good.
Yeah, that's something to watch.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you, series, Billy, artists, all the
Thank
guests,
you.
Preston, Horry. Yeah. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye.